Welcome to Patriarchy.com. I'm Will Knowland, and on this channel, Daily Patriarchy, I answer all your questions in the comments every day in video form. If you're looking for maximum growth in virtue as a leader for your family, you might like to check out our coaching community, Marriage Mastery. Currently, we have 101 members. This is $297 a month. Great value. It will transform you as a leader for the benefit of your family and also for yourself. Go check that out if you're interested in making maximum progress in the shortest period of time possible. So on to today's questions then on our question channel here. If I skim down to the bottom, first one, can you talk about what you are doing for Catholic college planning saving? Are you planning to send your kids to Catholic colleges? The costs are certainly relatively high, but the benefits of the good ones seem worth it. Do you suggest actively planning and saving for this? What methods would you recommend? 529s, state prepaid plans? Thanks. So that was from Chilo, and Fiona says correctly, I'm in the UK. We don't have Catholic colleges here, just normal universities, and they're $9,000 per year, and you can get a very generous student loan here. So that's an important consideration, and it does very much depend on what country you're in. Now, I'm not going to give you specific advice about your situation because I don't really know it. You should consult a financial planner for this and get a range of options, see what suits you best. However, when you say worth it, it's important to clarify for yourself what you mean by that. Do you mean financially worth it? In which case, it's important to think about the sex of the child, male or female, because for a female who's looking to become a stay-at-home wife and mother by, let's say, age 27, 28, it's unlikely that any college degree is going to be financially worth it in terms of paying off by the time she exits the workforce to become wife and mother full-time. So that's one big consideration. Even for a male, only some degrees are likely to be worth it. So really have a look at what the likely career trajectory for him after getting that qualification is going to be. Be careful about what you go to college to pursue, because some of them are far more likely to pay off financially than others. However, if by worth it, you're not primarily thinking in terms of the financial element to it, then there's a whole range of different considerations, and we get into what your values might be. So is it just something that you think is important to do? Is it mainly about self-worth? Is it about networking? Is it about just the education and the training itself as its own goal? There's a whole range of different considerations to think about there. So let me know if you've got any further thoughts or questions on that. But I definitely think the sex of the child and what you mean by worth it are really crucial considerations there. 529s can be a solid option. Talk to a planner and see what you think, what best suits your situation. Definitely get advice on that. Seeking counsel is an important part of prudence, so you should do that. Thanks for the question. I know it's something that a lot of people worry about. Merlin says that public officials have a duty to bring wealth to the nation, but promoting money worship is a disastrous way to go about it. That's why we need wealth with virtue. Of course, we need everything with virtue, and we shouldn't be worshipping anything or anyone except God, because if we are worshipping anything or anyone except God, then that is idolatry and it degrades us. And one of the ways in which nations have been weakened historically is through materialism, right? When people put money above honor. That's one of the ways in which men in particular can be degraded and nations end up falling. If you look, this is a pattern throughout history. I wrote an article on Substack about this called The Rise and Fall of Empires, looking at Sir John Glubb's theories about this after he surveyed the whole of recorded history. And you can also find that article in video form on my main channel, so go and check that out if you're interested. Now, Chad Pilled says, do I have any sleep or energy tips? Unfortunately, he's been struggling with fatigue for a few years. He's had some hormone treatment because his testosterone was low, but actually it feels like the fatigue has got worse. He's going to wait and see what happens, but in the morning, it's almost impossible to wake up. He's not sleeping well. He snores. He has a baby who also doesn't sleep through the night. So he feels like he never gets restful sleep. And he's thinking about getting a CPAP machine. He wakes up feeling lightheaded because of how bad his breathing is at night. And this is despite the fact that he's pretty young, in his 20s, and his BMI is 24, and his body fat is within healthy range. So in this situation, I'm not a medical professional. I think you should consult a medical professional and certainly look into getting screened for sleep apnea, because what you're describing there sounds like it will be worth looking into. So talk to your doctor, get screened for it. That's not a normal situation, especially at your age. So really look into some of the risk factors for sleep apnea, investigate further, see what you can find. And then for the rest of your life, just make sure you're doing the basics. So make sure that your sleep hygiene is otherwise good, going to bed at the same time most days, waking up at the same time, avoiding electronics in the bedroom. That's a big one. Making sure it's sufficiently dark too. Trying to make sure that your mind is relatively relaxed when it's time to go to sleep. Make sure that your exercise and diet, nutrition are also in a good place. And just think about your general social support network too, and overall stress levels in your life. These are some of the big building blocks that people tend to neglect, and it's really important you pay attention to them over the long term, because for better or for worse, what you're doing there consistently is going to have a big impact on your energy levels and health overall. So it's definitely worth thinking about. Thanks for the question. Hope things improve for you. And Rakash says a lot of great videos these days. Good job. Well, I appreciate the comment, Rakash. And for everyone else who's commenting too, remember this is a discussion channel, conversation channel. So the content really is about what you make it through your comments, your engagement. So if there's anything you would like us to discuss together, add your comment now and we can talk about it in tomorrow's video. Thanks to your support, the new channel, Daily Patriarchy, is up to 609 subscribers, 21 videos in. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, and share this with anybody else you think might benefit from it. You might also enjoy checking out my main channel here, Will Knowland at Be Her Leader. Currently 18.1k subs, long form content to help you grow in masculinity in your marriage in any way you might like to. And we also have our community here, so you can connect with like-minded men at patriarchy.com/start. We look at questions like how to lead without using words, how to navigate arguments, how to uphold boundaries, and really anything else that you might want to learn about to become a better leader for your family. So have a look. I think you'll enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to know about, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.